Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We did it. It feels like a big celebration. Details by Tati is successfully launched. You guys have started receiving your product and you're loving the brushes, and I am elated. I have never been more in my DMs and messages and checking everywhere because it has been overwhelming in the best way. I love that I feel like we're kind of doing this together, and I do have a vision to keep teaching, educating, brush by brush by brush, so stay tuned for that content. We're gonna get into a Q&A and just chat about a bunch of things. I'm really bringing the 2016 glam today, and I gotta shape out the nose just a little bit. What do we think, by the way? I have not lashed and shimmered and smoked out my eye in so long, and there was something about sitting down and doing my makeup today and giving myself full permission to go full steam. Like, no restrictions. It doesn't matter who's gonna say what. It doesn't matter the whole, oh, you're too old to be wearing that. It doesn't matter, why would you wear that to the grocery store? It doesn't matter. Sometimes it just feels so good to sit down and paint. And I did that today and it was so fun. So let me know, do you want a tutorial on this? Are we liking it? Leave your feedback in the comments below. You might be like, whoa, Tati, no, we're over that. You can leave that too. I'm okay with constructive criticism. It's all good. I'm gonna go ahead and take my brush. These are vegan bristles. I am just taking a really tiny amount of a lighter bronzer. And sometimes I like to do my plastic surgery face where I like flex my nose. Really strange. Try it. If you wanna see where the bone is and where you should be blending. I know that sounds a little cray-cray, but it just helps you to get a really beautiful shadow. And like, we're not looking to have lines be noticeable, okay? So I'm not looking for you guys to be like, oh my gosh, I see the contour. No, we're looking to just shape things out and kind of tighten things up a little bit. I think it balances the face. I really like it. I'm now taking the SP4 and just reblending my highlight on the nose. I love this brush for that. You just kind of wiggle those bristles over the bridge, over the tip, and there you have it. I have a major announcement before we get into the Q&As, which really was a question that you guys asked over and over and over, and that is, do you have Afterpay? Can we break up the payments? This is over $100. I would really appreciate that, Tati. And while I had hoped to have that live on launch day, I didn't, and it really bummed me out, but it is live now. So if you go on the Details by Tati site, you will see the button Shop. It will give you the option to break your payments apart, I believe into 4 installments. I hope that helps you out with your shopping. I know a lot of you guys want that first edition run. And in the future, we will be doing individuals, but for now, we're starting with the sets. That's just how I had to do it. It financially made the most sense for me to start in this way so that things don't end up being so expensive individually. It's a whole thing. When you are launching a business, if you were curious, you do get price cuts based on how deep you order. So there is a lot of, like, not tug of war, but there's a lot of factoring in everything that it will cost to get the brushes fully assembled, the type of fibers you're using, the type of foil stamp, the type of crimping on the ferrule. Like, these brushes are luxury brushes. I set out to make brushes that could be sold at Neiman Marcus, at Saks. I needed them to compete with everything that was out there in like the top level. And what I think you guys, actually a lot of you guys are already experiencing, is when you get the brushes, you are amazed that you can see a difference with how your makeup is applying. And like, that is the best thing ever. Also, this brand is not going anywhere. So I don't like to be the kind of influencer that like panics you and makes you feel like, the sky is falling if I don't get this. Oh my gosh. The one thing you may not get is the first edition, but it's not like I'm gonna stop making these brushes. So let's all take a collective breath. We are good. If you want the shop now, pay later option, that is up, and happy shopping. First question, not criticizing, but why do a photo shoot in LA and not Texas? I was kind of surprised that a few people asked this. They were like, why did you go all the way to Los Angeles to do the photo shoot? And if you didn't notice, like side by side, if you went and watched my Tati Beauty launch versus the Details by Tati launch, you probably had a little bit of a reminiscent feel. I don't know if you noticed, but the studio was literally the same studio. I had this thing in my head where I kept envisioning doing this photo shoot, like the whole time that I am creating these brushes and we're picking out the colors and like my imagination is going and I'm thinking about how I want to market this and I'm like dreaming up this beautiful photo shoot and exactly what I want to have happen and the music and the energy and all of it. And I kept going back to that studio, that particular photographer, her crew, the videographer, just like everyone that I worked with, I absolutely adored. And then of course, Rick Henry on hair. We had a new family member added to our glam squad, Raquel, who is Beyonce's makeup artist. And I literally was just like, oh my God, like I can't. Like we got everyone best in field to really pull off a very dreamy photo shoot. I wanted to do this the right way and put all of my best effort forward. And in Texas, to be honest, I just didn't know who to reach out to. Like I didn't have the same team available here that I knew their work and all of that. So that's the reason why, and I'm so happy that I did it. I kind of wish I could live every day like that. It was great having so many people help me get ready and to feel just like we're back in it was just everything. One brush that you made that you thought was missing. There are several of them. There are a few that come to mind straight away. This one right here, this is in the Essentials kit. This is our foundation brush, obviously dual-ended. This is the ES2. When I think about doing singles, in my mind, I'm like, this will probably be like the first single that I try to quickly launch because of how useful this brush is, not just for foundation application, but what I use it for is literally if you have downturned eyes at all, if you have hooded eyes at all, and any little shadow gets here and just makes things look a little bit wonky, this brush is like legitimately the best snatcher for your liner, for your shadow. It just cleans up that edge perfectly. It allows you to use such minimal product that you're not bulking up that area where a lot of us have fine lines. So it's really your magic eraser. Also bonus, it's great for snatching up and contouring the mouth. So I think this brush was missing. It's so different, flat, tiny, it doesn't leave brush strokes. And then I do love that we have the fatter, more densely packed foundation brush on the other side. You can just, and then you can pat the product in. It's such a dreamy foundation brush, but it's so much more. So I would say this one, but then let me also gush about a couple more. The EX6 from the expansion kit, it's like crazy how often I reach for this on my lips. If I want to take just a little bit of a more nude, light liquid lip, I can just get it right in the center. And the way it fans product out because of the shape, how it kind of can go right in that Cupid's bow, you see? It's just shaped the correct way to use on the mouth. It is also very useful on the eyes. It's useful in that inner corner. It's useful under the brow. It's useful to sculpt out the nose. So this brush right here, I absolutely love, and it's hard to find these tinier brushes. So I would say that would be missing. And then a curve hug highlighter brush that you could use for any finishing powders, highlight, or blush. This one just is like the right shape with that little curve. I've never seen anything like that. So we definitely have brushes that you haven't seen before. And I really needed to make that happen alongside the brushes that we know and love, a big fluffy powder brush, a crease brush, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted a nice hybrid of classics and then things that were fresh and brand new. What was the most surprising when creating brushes? Are more brushes planned? Yes. So much more is planned. I am just getting started. The way that I literally have the kind of brain where I like wake up from a dead sleep and I'm like, oh my God, we need to do this one. Oh my gosh, make a note. I have so much planned. The process of making brushes, as with anything, was lengthy. So this was not just like, oh, last month I decided to do this and like, it's fine. The way that you have to check off every single detail, from the color of the gold foiled stamp to can we get first edition stamped on? What will that cost? How will it fit? Where do we do that? Do people do that? To naming the brushes, to picking out the finishes, the type of paint. Does it get fingerprinty? Is it weighted the right way? Do we have a new technology there? Which we do. You'll notice these are weighted and they're really like, it's nice to hold these brushes. They feel substantial, but not heavy. It totally is a just right situation. With the haircut of the brushes, do they taper in the correct way? Are they firm enough? Are they too soft? So everything had to be meticulously tested. And when you give notes and you send back, it's not like they instantly send another round to you to try out. You have to wait. So the process of making these was well over a year. I'm really happy with everything that we created. I'm really happy with how they turned out. I'm already in process of creating so much more, not just brushes. So stay tuned for everything that will be coming in the, I hope, not so distant future. Understandably, a lot of you guys are like, why brushes? Like, why brushes? And for me, brushes are a huge ingredient, if not the most important ingredient in getting your makeup to look fantastic. Brushes are something that I have long said to you guys, like this goes way back. You can go back into my videos. I've always recommended products at every price point, and I think that you can get makeup done well on any budget. So let me start there. You can. But I myself started collecting Hakuhodo brushes that were like $100 a piece. I believe those are made out of Japan. And I got them at IMATS. I would buy like one brush at a time and the discount was pretty much non-existent. It was just like, take it or leave it. This is what it is. And I just started really admiring what went into the form of the bristles, the ferrule, the feel, the weight. You definitely can tell what is luxury versus something that doesn't cost as much. The bristles are going to be more scratchy. They're not going to be packed the right way. They're not going to have the correct haircut. The ferrule might get loose if, you wash it the wrong way and it's just not on there correctly. Like there's so many parts of a great brush, and I wanted to create something that wasn't astronomically priced. I wasn't gonna create at the Hakuhodo level where it's $100 a brush, but I wanted that taste. I wanted to create something that someone could purchase and count on for a very long time that would really help elevate their blending, that would feel luxurious just to even hold and look at. And so I felt like there was space for me to create and to do it really well. And I'm happy with how things are going. For me, I cannot do someone's makeup without brushes. Brushes are not the color part. They're not what you see, like, it's not a green glitter or anything that's like, ooh, ah, wow. Like it's not as exciting, so to speak, but it's what gets you there. It gets you to the destination. It helps the makeup to perform great. And I always wanted to create brushes. You guys know I want to create so many things. So this was something that I thought I could do well. I'm never going to do something unless I can do it really, really well. And unless I can feel totally passionate that what I've created stands out. And these absolutely do. If you were traveling and could only bring 4 of your brushes with you, which ones and why? That would be challenging. I already know this, but let me think. I use a crease brush every day of my life. This is the ES4, so we're going strong with the essentials. I'm also bringing this. This is the SP2. I'm also bringing this because you can use this one for powder. You could wipe it down really quick, blush, wipe it down really quick, bronzer. So we're in a good spot. I'm also gonna bring this one. This is the EX4. This literally is amazing for making your concealer look so smooth. This allows you to really use such minimal product and press it in, and it looks great every time. And then you can get up in here and brighten this area that tends to be dark. You can use it with your shadow primers. I mean, you can get around the nose too. Like it's just such a great brush. This one mimics your fingertip, and these would be my 4 right here. Is perfume still something you are interested in coming out with? Yes. I have so many things in mind that I want to do, and they will definitely have their own Tati spin on them. They will have their own unique story. You guys know I've mentioned a couple of times that I was already in the creative process of coming out with a fragrance when everything in my life fell apart. And so that dream ended up going like up on the shelf, and I have not yet revisited it, but I definitely want to. How did you know that you wanted to become a makeup artist? You know the saying that your passions choose you, that you don't choose your passions? I truly feel I was born to do this. I have been obsessed with makeup from the time I was like 3. I just remember being so small and admiring makeup and like looking at everything. And I clearly remember the day when like my little eyes were like looking at the bathroom counter and I saw a lash curler and I was just like, what is this? Like, and I sat there for a while and I was just like trying to figure this out. But it didn't matter like what it was, anything to do with beauty, I wanted to know about. And not just for me, like I turned into my sister's makeup artist. Like I did every prom and homecoming, special occasion. Erica got it the worst. Like she was my model for everything. If we were bored, I would be like, hey, let's play photo shoot. And I would have like these disposable cameras and I'd put up like a sheet that was like really tacky with like spaceships or something on it, like really loud, whatever. But that would be our backdrop. And I would have like props and I would do her makeup like full glam. I'm not even joking. She might have been like 10 years old and we're doing like liner and glitter and curling the hair, thinking that I am my own glamour shots. A lot of people struggle with like, what am I supposed to do in my life? Like, I don't know what I'm good at. And I've never really been able to understand that because I've always known what I wanted to do and I'm doing it. And I feel really, really fortunate. What was the most difficult thing about your new launch? Ooh, getting funded. Thank you, Richard. That was an obstacle. I am doing everything on my own, so I don't have investors. And if you can imagine, when you are ordering a lot of product, a lot of parts, you're shipping things, you're paying for boxes, you have a fulfillment center, like there's just so much going on. You're doing the web, you have a web developer, design team. There's just a lot that goes into that initial investment. And making sure that we had the resource was a bit of an obstacle, but we did it, thank God. And then on launch day, the only thing difficult was I really wanted to have Afterpay type availability, being that this is a more expensive product. And I was super bummed that we didn't have that set up on the site. So on launch day, there was a lot of phone calls and like trying to get it set up. And can we get it set up right now? And they're like, no, you have to wait 48 hours. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, like why? Like this is a big moment. So you learn from every launch things that you really want to have locked in. When you're working with a lot of people, a lot of moving parts, like things can go wrong in that way. And we definitely learned a few things that will be smoother next time. But thank God, knock on wood, everything is running very, very smoothly. Are there plans to sell the brushes individually? Yes, 100%. We're just starting with the sets, so we're getting warmed up. Will you bring out makeup again? A lot of you guys are asking about the palette, and I appreciate that. As much as people wanted the OG Tati Beauty palette to make her comeback, in my head, there was a part of me that was like, I can't just launch a palette 5-6 years later and be like, look, it's the same thing I did before. I really wanted to launch something new and fresh and have a fresh start. And this feels like a big comeback and a breakthrough to be creating again. But as far as color goes, you know, who knows what the future holds? I hope to. We'll have to wait and see. Worldwide shipping. Yes. Favorite part or moment of the launch? You guys, I have a cool story. Like, favorite part would probably be just how supported I feel. Like, there were so many moments where I was just crying. Like, on launch day, I did my makeup. Like I got up early and I was like, we're full glam. We're like wing liner and lashes and doing the whole thing. I should have known better because I was sobbing. You guys don't even know how much your messages and your support truly touch my heart. And I know it's kind of like a weird, like everyone's like, oh, the parasocial relationship online, but like, you guys get me. I feel like you're my friends. I feel that way. Like, I don't want to make myself sound too like lonely and like, oh, like, but like, there are so many moments in my life where I'm totally alone. And I do feel isolated to some degree. And like, a lot of that is by choice. And I'm rebuilding myself and my career and all of that. And you guys have been this incredible place for me to go to still do what I do, like, especially on the lives. I just don't even get it. I can't go anywhere else on live without people being like totally terrible and nasty. I come on live here and you guys are the best. So just that support, I felt so incredibly good. Like I still have it. Like there's still reason to be here because I've totally doubted myself. Like when I was doing this, I'm like, wow, we're like really all in on this and this might not work. And then like everything's on the line from me. Like, who do I think I am? Like, I'm not the 2019 Tati. Like, it's not that game anymore. Like, things are more saturated. YouTube isn't as big as it once was. I haven't really penetrated short form content, and just kind of kicking myself and beating myself up quite a bit. To have the launch go as well as it did gives me so much hope that I'm good at this and I'm good at creating products and good at giving a good experience when you order from me. And it's just motivated me so much. So thank you. I'll share with you guys, like this was a favorite part, but it doesn't have anything to do with like launch day specifically. This was something so weird and you guys will get this. Call it coincidence, call it a synchronicity, call it whatever you want. But I think this is cool. So James had to go to North Carolina to do a press check on the shippers to make sure that the colors were correct. And like, that's very much how we work. We like to be extremely hands-on. I'm not just gonna like have someone send me a photo from another state and go, yeah, thumbs up. Like, no, if my name is there and it's my image, like I want it perfect. So he went to go and make sure that the colors were correct. I'm really happy he went, to be honest. And like, thank God for James. Like he's that kind of person that will hop on a plane for 24 hours and go do his thing and help me out. So we're in this together, and he went and approved everything, and they had to adjust the paint a little bit. So it was like, yes, I knew it. Like if I can give you business advice, go the extra step. Always like put in your best. If it seems like, oh, that's like a waste of time, I don't know, it's kind of annoying. No, you want to be the difference, right? You want that extra detail. You want, like, that's the whole name of this brand. We want things to stand out and not be sloppy, right? We want it to be right. So he goes to North Carolina and gets everything dialed in with the team there. They're about to run all of the boxes, the image of me like with my hands up with the brushes. And literally he like texted me and he's like, all right, we're starting. Like everything's great. It's happening. The machine is going, like high five through the phone. He walks outside and it's a brick wall. And he sees, I kid you not, on the wall, a blue butterfly flapping its wings on the brick wall. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I've never seen a blue butterfly in real life, in my life. And I don't know, I just thought it was really cool that that happened. I don't know if you guys are like cringing and like, Tati, you're so weird, but like I'm weird like that. And I thought it was a good sign. So that was something really special that happened. How many different hair and makeup looks did you go through for the photo shoot? Also, did you have a vision for each look or leaving it to the makeup artist before executing the finished looks? So the way that I do my creative is on my iPad. I like to have notes and inspiration images and the outfit and the whole vibe and mood. So I did select what we were doing for each individual kit, and it worked out beautifully. And then I have to say something that was like not intentional, but as I was looking at all of the photos, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a subliminal weird thing. I had 4 different finishes that I felt represented the different textures from the OG palette. And I noticed that when I saw like the metallic that I was wearing, I was like, oh, we got metallic. Oh, we got glitter. Oh, I was calling like the satin, like the sequin, and then the black dress that was like matte black and velvet on the other side. And I was like, oh, it's kind of just like giving a touch of the past into this new avenue. And I really, really love that so much. So thank you guys so much for your interest and curiosity of kind of the behind the scenes, how things were made, wanting to know more about the brushes. I definitely am going to be doing Get Ready With Me's, individual techniques on each brush that I will be producing as shorts. So stay tuned, and I cannot wait to see the looks that you guys come up with. Let me know how it's going, how you're loving the brushes. I'm reading every single comment, every single DM, and I am absolutely loving it. So thank you so much for being a part of this. I love you guys so much. Please like and share the video, leave me your comments. And other than that, go and have a great day, whatever you are doing. And I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah.